Hello, my name is Phil Giordano, and I'm running for the Westwood Planning Board in the town election on Wednesday, April 28th. For those of you who may not know me, I grew up in Roslindale and went to the Boston Public Schools. I attended UMass Amherst and Syracuse Law School and worked at the SEC and as a federal prosecutor for a number of years before returning to home. My wife Marian and I moved to Westwood in 1998, and we've raised our 4 children in the town. Many of you may know my wife Marianne, affectionately known as Mrs. G, who has taught at the Westwood Nursery School for over 15 years. I've coached many of the town sports throughout the years: soccer, basketball, softball, and Little League. I currently coach the Westwood High School mock trial team, which was interrupted this year, unfortunately, by the pandemic, and help train your sons and daughters who are hoping for a career as an attorney. We've lived in the maze across from the high school for 23 years and care deeply about Westwood and our neighbors. I'm running for the planning board because I want to make a real difference in the lives of Westwood residents. I am concerned that the board is on the wrong path and want to take an active role in our town government and in its future. My campaign is guided by the following principles, which I hope to bring to the next planning board after this month's election. Number 1, transparency. Do you ever contact your neighbors and friends and ask, hey, what's going on with, just fill in the blank? Do you ever wonder what happened to the latest rumor of a town initiative or a development? Why do we always need to ask our friends and neighbors about important decisions which affect our town and families? There's a real need for transparency in our town to shine a bright light on the planning board's deliberations and its plans for the various neighborhoods in Westwood. We need to pull the curtain back and end the business as usual approach. The planning board needs to take an innovative approach to the issues that are facing our town. This is my first time running for political office, and I hope to be a breath of fresh air. I think it's time for new blood and a fresh perspective to town government. Let's bring transparency back into our town government and make sure that our constituents, the residents of Westwood, know what is happening. With your support, I hope to begin the process of bringing new transparency and openness into the important decisions of the planning board. Number 2, communication. Plans, meetings, and agenda items, particularly those which affect you and your neighborhood, must be easily and quickly communicated and accessible. We all have busy lives, juggling kids, work, and family, especially in these very challenging times. Very few people have the time to search through hours of video or the numerous pages on the town website to find the answer that each of us may have about our town and the neighborhood. It is time for the planning board to improve its communications with its constituents. And that means you, your family, and friends. Let's put the planning back in the planning board. The planning board is not supposed to be a rubber stamp. It must investigate, question, and challenge, all with the best interest of the residents of Westwood in mind. It is time for the board to do its homework on important decisions and provide notice to residents to vet those decisions. For the best interest of Westwood, I have been a lawyer for over 30 years, and it is my job to act in the best interest of my clients. As your representative on the planning board, you, the residents of Westwood, can be assured that each and every time I will be doing my homework for the best interest of the town. I'm not afraid to ask the tough questions and make sure that all aspects of problems are fully examined and vetted. The planning board serves you, the residents of Westwood, and should not be focused on rubber stamping the requests of competing interests. With the pandemic, as a community, we have faced a challenging 12 months, and the highest priority has been to protect the public health. Our strength has been how we've pulled together and worked collaboratively for the best outcomes possible. We have benefited from the competence, creativity, and the goodwill of so many people, dedicated town staff, and the tireless volunteers. And I am incredibly proud of how we've all rolled up our sleeves to solve our problems. As we begin to see the light at the end of the COVID tunnel, we need to reinvigorate our town government and make it responsive to the needs of Westwood. Let's elect a planning board that will serve the best interests of Westwood. This is the first time that I'm running for any political office. As an attorney, I'm trained to analyze and think critically at problems and issues and to help my clients navigate the uncertainty of the law. I believe that my training and background will be a substantial asset to the decisions that the planning board will be facing in the next session. You can be assured that I will do my homework and make every decision in the best interests of the residents of Westwood. I'm not afraid to ask the tough questions and find the best solutions to the problems facing our town. I will have an open door policy for every town resident and will always be available to answer your questions to the best of my ability. I want to help move Westwood forward and it to be the town that our children will be able to raise their families in. I would be honored to have your support and respectfully ask for your vote for the open seat on the Westwood Planning Board on the election on Wednesday, April 28th. Thank you.